My beloved sixth grade primary school, that's our last time for revision for this semester, and today we will have a very important collection of questions which we have studied this semester, and I hope you every possible success next day or tomorrow, inshallah. We will have science exam this semester, so please concentrate in our question today. We have very important questions from all type of questions from all points which we have studied this semester or this term. So again, please concentrate, and if you can, if it's possible, record this episode by writing or by recording on your laptop or your computer or anything, because all of these questions are very important. So let's start without delaying. We have the first type of question, which is write the scientific term. In this question, I advise you, بنصحكم في السؤال ده, please read the question carefully, especially the first word or the first two words. خصوصا أول كلمة أو الكلمتين في scientific term, they may be the keyword. ممكن هم يكونوا مفتاح الحل. So let's start the first question, which is the write the scientific term. First question says that levers that contain the fulcrum between the effort force and resistance. Levers that contain the fulcrum between the effort force and resistance. Surely they are the first class lever. First class lever, they are the lever which contain fulcrum in the middle between effort force and resistance. Another question. Lever that contain the resistance between effort force and fulcrum. Levers that contain the resistance between effort force and fulcrum. Surely they will be, second class lever. Second class lever, they are the levers that contain resistance between effort force and fulcrum. Again, they are the levers that contain resistance between effort force and the fulcrum, or resistance in the middle between effort force and the fulcrum. Another question. Levers that contain the effort force between fulcrum and the resistance. Levers that contains effort force between fulcrum and the resistance, or effort force is in the middle between the fulcrum and the resistance. Surely they will be the third class lever. Third class lever, they are the lever that contain effort force between fulcrum and the resistance. Another question. The fixed point of the rigid bar. The fixed point of the rigid bar, surely it's the fulcrum. Fulcrum أو محور الارتكاز. It's the fixed point of the rigid bar. Fulcrum is the fixed point of the rigid bar. Another question. The distance between the effort force and the fulcrum. The distance between the effort force and the fulcrum, surely it will be the effort force arm. Effort force arm is the distance between the effort force and the fulcrum. Distance between the effort force and the fulcrum, it will be the effort force arm. Effort force arm. Another question. The distance between the resistance and the fulcrum. The distance between the resistance and the fulcrum, surely it will be the resistance arm or the resistance force arm. They are all equal. Resistance arm or resistance force arm, they have the same meaning. Again, distance between the resistance and the fulcrum, it is the resistance arm. It is the resistance arm. Another question. A part of the light bulb is made of thin glass and contains an enlarged gas. A part of the light bulb is made of thin glass and contains an enlarged gas. Surely it will be the glass pulp. The glass pulp is a part of the light bulb which is made of thin glass and contains an enlarged gas. It will be the glass pulp. Another question. A part of the light bulb that is coiled thin wire made of tungsten. A part of the light bulb that is coiled thin wire made of tungsten. Surely it will be the filament of tungsten, because tungsten again has a high melting point, or has the highest melting point of all metals. I have a give reason question in this point. Give reason the filament is made of tungsten because tungsten has high melting point. Another question. It's a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass. It's a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass. Surely it will be the electric circuit. الدائرة الكهربائية. Again, electric circuit is different from the electric current. So again, if the question says it's a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass, it will be the electric circuit. So what about the electric current? ايه هو تعريف electric current? Let me write this definition because it's a very important definition. نكتب مع بعض. What's meant by electric current? Electric current is that electric current, okay, is a flow, of electric charges or electrons, that means electric charges, is a flow of electric charge or electrons in a material conducting electricity. Again, we must differentiate. لازم نفرق كويس قوي. لازم نفرق بين electric current and electric circuit. Again, electric current means, or electric circuit here, as you can see on the monitor now, electric current is a flow of electric charges or electrons in a material conducting electricity, such as any metal, such as copper, iron, aluminum, any metal which we use in making or manufacturing of electric wire. And electric circuit, دائرة كهربية, again, electric circuit is a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass. So again, we must differentiate between, لازم نفرق بين electric current again, and electric circuit. So again, electric circuit is what? It's a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass. So another question. The way where the bulbs are connected in branching root. الطريقة اللي بوصل فيها اللامبس أو البالبس in branching roots أو طرق متفرعة. Surely it will be the parallel connection. It is the way where the bulbs are connected in branching roots. So again, we have two types of connection, which are parallel and series. What's different between them? In parallel connection, we connect lamps in branching root, as in this question. But what about series connection? In series connection, we connect all the lamps in one root only. And which type is preferred? أي نوع فيهم مفضل على الآخر? Surely we can prefer, or we must prefer, the parallel connection, because in this connection, if one lamp burns out, all the other lamps still lighting or still giving out light. So again, the way where the bulbs are connected in branching roots, it will be the parallel connection. Another question. The American scientist who invented the light bulb. Surely it will be Thomas Alva Edison. The great scientist who invented the light bulb. But the way, who is the scientist who described the liver? مين هو اللي وصف الليفر? It will be Archimedes, the great scientist or the great Greek scientist who described the liver. But here is the question says about the inventor of the light bulb or the inventor of the lamp. مين هو مخترع اللمبة أو المصباح الكهربائي? It will be Thomas Alva Edison. Again, we must differentiate between Thomas Alva Edison and Archimedes. Archimedes described the lamp. Described the liver. But Thomas Alva Edison, he is the scientist, American scientist, who invented the lamp. Again, we must differentiate. لازم نفرق كويس قوي بين the name of scientist who made or who invented the lamp and the scientist who described the liver, اللي وصف الليفر. So again, Archimedes described the liver, but Thomas Alva Edison, or Edison as a common name, he is scientist who invented the lamp. So another question. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They are all planets. But what about all of these planets? They are the inner rocky planet. هي الكواكب الصخرية الداخلية. We know that we have 8 planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So what's the difference between the first 4 and the second 4? The first 4, they are called inner rocky planet because they are made of rocks, or they are full of rocks, and they are inner because they are nearer or nearest to the sun. So again, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they are called inner rocky planets. So what about the other 4 planets, which are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they are 4 outer gaseous planets. They are outer gaseous planet because they are made of gases. هم بيكونوا من غازات متصلبة or solidified gases, and they are outer because they are far away from the sun or they are farthest from the sun. So again we have 8 planets, 4 inner because they are nearer to the sun, and the 4 outer because they are far away of the sun. So another question. A group of millions of stars. A group of millions of stars. So it will be galaxy. Galaxy is a group of millions of stars. It will be the galaxy. And we know that our galaxy is called what? It's called Milky Way galaxy. And it has a spiral shape, and also it has 4 arms. And this galaxy, which is called Milky Way galaxy, contains our solar system that contain of or that include the sun and the 8 planets, which we talked about from a while. So again, the group of millions of stars, it will be the galaxy. Another question, it's a question of problem of liver, and all of you like this problem. Please concentrate on this question. This question will be very easy. So again, the question says that in the opposite figure, calculate if the 2 forces are balanced or not. Consider that the distance between each 2 points is 1 centimeter. So again, here I have a picture or have an image for 2 forces. The left force, قوة اللي على الشمال, contains 2 Newton. The right force, قوة اللي على اليمين, contains 1 Newton. So what is the distance between each force and the fulcrum? We consider the column, بنعتبر الكولوم اللي في النص, العمود اللي في النص, is the fulcrum. So again, the distance on the left will be 0, 1, 2 centimeter. So again, I consider, بعتبر this column, العمود دوت, this column is the fulcrum. And this point is the 0 for the 2 forces. So the distance here will be 0, 1, 2 centimeter. So what about the distance on the right? It will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. So again, if the 2 forces are balanced or not, we must solve this problem by a problem of or by the lever law. Again, if I have any problem of lever, I must at first write the lever's law. What is the lever law state, or what the lever does? What does the lever law states? It states that effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So let's answer this problem of lever by writing at first the lever's law. So the lever law says that effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So I will consider, هنعتبر هنا, the force which is on the left, it will be the effort force, okay? So it will be 2 Newton here, and its distance, we calculated 0, 1, 2 centimeter, and the resistance is the force on the right. It will be 1 Newton, as in the picture, and the resistance arm will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeter. It will be 4 centimeter, okay? So here, 2 by 2 equal 4, and here 1 by 4 equal 4. So the 2 forces are equal. So this lever is balanced or not? Surely this lever is balanced. Again, this lever is balanced. Why? Because the effort force by effort force arm equal the resistance force by resistance arm. So again, if in any problem of lever I have the 4 values, لو عندي الأربع قيم, effort force arm, resistance and resistance arm, and the question or the problem demands me or asks me this lever is balanced or not, I can solve this problem easily by applying the law, the lever's law, and at last if the right side equal the left side, if the effort force by effort force arm equal the resistance by resistance arm, surely the lever will be balanced or in equilibrium. What's meant by those 2 words? Balanced or equilibrium, الاتنين معناهم متوازنة. So this lever is in equilibrium state or is in balanced state. So again, if any problem of lever, I want to answer this problem, please at first you must write the law. And you can calculate the effort force arm, resistance arm, and solve the problem. If all the 2 sides are equal, the problem or the lever will be balanced. So let's have another example of levers. The problem says that a lever is affected by 500 Newton force, and its arm length is 20 meter, and also is affected by 100 Newton resistance, and its arm length is 5 meter. Is this lever is in equilibrium state, and why? So again, what is the first step أول خطوة عشان أحل أي مسألة lever. Surely I will write the lever's law. So let's solve this problem by at first writing the lever's law. Let's write the lever's law. The lever law says that effort force نكتب مع بعض effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Okay? So again, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So we can find the values. A lever is affected by 500 Newton force. So here is 500 Newton by, and its arm is 20 meter. 20 meters. So here is 20 meters, the effort force arm. And also is affected by 100 Newton resistance. 100 Newton resistance. And its arm length is 5 meter. 5 meter arm length. Okay? So here I have 4 values. So what is the question here? What is the problem? I want to know if this lever is balanced or not. عايز أعرف لو الليفر دي متوازنة ولا لا. So again, I will have the effort force arm or the effort by effort force arm, the left side, الجنب الشمال. 500 by 20, 500 by 20, it will be 10,000. It will be 10,000. So what about the right side? 100 by 5, it will be 5,000. So surely you can answer this problem. Is 10,000 equal 500? Surely not. So 10,000 doesn't equal or not equal to 500. So this lever is not balanced or is not in equilibrium state. So we can write this lever. We can write this lever is not in equilibrium state. Equilibrium. Equilibrium means balanced. Equilibrium state هي مش متوازنة. And why? The question said, and why? Why is this lever not balanced? We can add, ممكن أضيف, because effort force by effort force arm doesn't equal, because effort force by effort force arm doesn't equal resistance by resistance arm. So again, here, the lever is not balanced. Why? Because effort force by effort force arm doesn't equal resistance by resistance arm. So again, if I have a problem of lever like this problem and I have 4 values and we want to know if this lever balanced or not or in equilibrium state or not, we can answer the problem by writing the law, finding the 4 values, effort force by effort force arm, resistance by resistance arm, and also I can find the right side and the left side. If they are equal, the lever is balanced. لو هما مش equal, so the lever it will be not balanced or will be not in equilibrium state, مش في حالة توازن. So another question, and is this question, I know all of you like this question because it's an easy question and interesting at the same time. The question says that label the following diagrams. Label the following diagrams. Here is the section of the root system, the section or the cross section of the root system, and I want to know what are the labeling or what does the diagram label. So number 1 will be root hair. Number 1 will be root hair. Number 2 will be the first layer, which is epidermis. Number 2 will be the first layer, which is epidermis. Number 3 will be the endodermis. And I again, please concentrate. I will say that endodermis isn't a layer. It's the last row of the cortex. هي آخر صف بين الطبقة الثانية اللي بنسميها cortex. So again, number 3 is the endodermis, and it's not a layer itself. It's the last row of the cortex, the second layer, and it has a very important function. So again, what is the function? I have a question here. What is the function? What is the rule of the endodermis? Let me write this question. نكتبه مع بعض. What is the function? What is the function? We can write this question. What is the function of? Okay, what is the function of endodermis? Endodermis. Endodermis, and we know endodermis isn't a layer. هي مش طبقة. هي the last row. آخر صف من الكورتكس أو الطبقة الثانية. Endodermis has a very important function because it regulates. هي بتنظم passing of water to the xylem or the wood. بتنظم مرور المية للطبقة الثالثة اللي بنسميها xylem or the wood. So again, what is the function of endodermis? So surely it will be that it regulates or controls passing of water to the xylem or the wood, the third layer. الطبقة الثالثة اللي بنسميها xylem or the wood هي الطبقة number 3 or the third layer, which is called the xylem or the wood layer. So again, I have here the endodermis. It isn't a layer itself. It controls or regulates passing of water to the xylem. So let's back to the our labeling the diagram. نرجع تاني للdiagram. I have a very important diagram here. I said that number 1 is root hair. Number 2 is epidermis, the first layer. Number 3 is endodermis. It isn't a layer itself. It's the last row of cortex. Number 4 is the third layer, which is the xylem or the wood. And number 5 is the last layer, the fourth layer, الطبقة الرابعة, which is called the pis. So here I have a question about the third layer, which is the xylem. الطبقة الثالثة اللي بنسميها xylem, which here is number 4. هنا ليها number 4, which is called xylem or wood. What is the function of this layer? What is the function of the wood or xylem layer? So again, let me write this question. Again, what is the function? What's the function? What is the function of wood or, between brackets, xylem? Okay. Again, I have the third layer, الطبقة الثالثة, which is called wood or xylem. Okay. It has a very important function. It rises water. هي بترفع المية from root system to all parts or to the rest parts of the plant, like the stem, like the leaves, and so on. So again, the wood or the xylem has a very important function because it rises water from the root system to all parts of the plant, So again, I have 4 layers in the cross section of the root, which are the epidermis, number 1, the cortex, number 2, the xylem or the wood, number 3, and at last, number 4, which is the fifth layer. So what about the endodermis? I don't say what about this layer. Endodermis isn't a layer itself. It's a part of the second layer, which is the cortex layer, or it's the last row, هي آخر صف of the cortex layer. So another diagram, which I am sure all of you like this diagram because it's a very easy diagram, and at the same time it's a very important diagram. Label the following diagram the light bulb. The light bulb, here I have number 1, which will be the tungsten filament. Number 2, which will be the inert argon gas. And number 3, which are the 2 copper and lead wire. And also number 4. Number 4 is the piece of lead, or sometimes if the lamp is 2-side nail based, there will be 2 pieces of lead, or 1 piece of lead. They are the same. Number 5, it's the base. هي قاعدة المصباح. Number 5, it's the base. And at last, number 6 is the glass pulp. It's the glass part of the lamp, which is the glass pulp. So again, number 1 here is the tungsten filament. Number 2 is the inert argon gas. Number 3, they are the 2 copper lead wires. Number 4, it's a piece of lead. Number 5, it's a base. Number 6, the last one, is the glass pulp. So again, here is the image or the diagram of the light bulb. It's a very easy diagram and important at the same time. So another diagram. Here is a phenomena which we studied at this semester. This phenomena is very important because in this phenomena we will not see the sun because something like the moon covers or blocks the sunlight. This phenomenon is called what? This phenomenon is called solar eclipse. Here is the part number E or part letter E. Letter E is the moon. Letter P is the area of umbra or shadow. And it's a dark inner area in which total solar eclipse appears. And letter C, surely it will be the Earth. So I will remind you, أفكركم تاني, what are the type of eclipses which we have studied this semester about the sun. We have studied 3 types of eclipses from the sun. They are solar eclipse. Let's write the 3 types of eclipses. Solar eclipses. They are 3 types. Number 1, or first type, it will be total solar eclipse. Okay, total solar eclipse. Number 2 or second type, it will be partial solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse. And at last, number 3, it will be annular solar eclipse, where the moon would be in a higher orbit. So where does every type of them or each type of them occur? I'm sure all of you know that total eclipse occurs in the area of umbra. Total eclipse occurs in the area of umbra or in the area of shadow. But partial occurs in the area of penumbra. Partial occurs in the area of penumbra. But what about the annular? Occurs in the area of antumbra. So to not forget this, عشان ما ننساهمش خالص, we must concentrate. Look here, partial begin with the letter P and penumbra begin with the letter P. عشان ما ننساش ناخد بالنا من letters. Partial occurs in penumbra and annular occurs in antumbra. Annular occurs and also annular begin with the letter A and antumbra begin with the letter A also. And total eclipse occurs in the area umbra, and it isn't or it hasn't similar letters, so we must concentrate. Total occurs in the umbra, partial occurs in the penumbra, and annular occurs in the area of antumbra. So let's back again to our important question this semester or this last term or second term exam. Please concentrate and record this question if you can as possible, because they are very important questions. So let's move to another type of question, which is complete the following sentences. Complete the following sentences. It's a very important question, and I advise you in this question, please read the question carefully till the end word before you answer. لازم أقرأ السؤال لآخر كلمة قبل ما أجاوب أي إجابة in this type of question. Complete, because there may be special arrangement. ممكن يكون في ترتيب معين في السؤال. Please read the question carefully till the end word before you answer any word of this question. So let's start with the first one. Point are small openings that are widely spread on the point surface of the plant leaf. Point are small opening that are widely spread on the point surface of the plant leaf. Surely stomata, they are small opening that are widely on the lower surface of the plant leaf. And in this question, I have a give reason question. Give reason question. The plant leaf or the stomata are widely spread on the lower surface of the plant leaf. Why? Why the stomata are spread on the lower surface of the leaf? To decrease transpiration process. عشان تقلل عملية مهمة قوي بنسميها transpiration. And in this process, the plant lose water in the form of water vapor, and also the plant must save water. لازم النبات يحافظ على المية. So the stomata must be widely spread, not on the upper surface, which is exposed to the sun, but on the lower surface. يبقى ربنا خلق الاستوماتا أكتر on the lower surface. Why? Or give reason. To decrease transpiration process. عشان تقلل عملية مهمة قوي بنسميها transpiration process. So again, stomata are small opening that are widely spread on the plant leaves or the surface, the lower surface of the plant leaf. Another question of complete. The concentration of the point inside the root hair vacuole is higher than its concentration in the soil. The concentration of the point inside the root hair vacuole is higher than its concentration in the soil. Surely the concentration of the salt inside the root is higher than concentration in the soil. But what about the concentration of water? Surely the concentration of water in the root will be less than, will be little than the concentration in the soil. So again, salts are higher in root, but water is higher in the soil. Again, salts are higher in root, but water is higher in the soil. Another question. The question says that nutcracker and bottle opener, are considered from the point class level. Surely we know that nutcracker, bottle opener, stapler, and also wheelbarrow, they are all second class lever. And we know that second class lever is the best type. Why second class lever is the best type? Because it saves effort, or because it has mechanical benefit. Why? Because in this lever, second class lever, we will find that effort force arm is longer than resistance arm. ليه second class lever أفضل نوع؟ because it contains effort force arm longer than resistance arm. Because it contains again effort force arm longer than resistance arm. So another question. The electric shock occurs as a result of passing what? Through the human body. الصدمة الكهربائية أو الماس الكهربائي occurs بيحدث as result of passing of what? بسبب مرور what through the human body? Surely the electric current, التيار الكهربي. So again, the electric shock occurs as a result of passing the electric current through the human body. Another question. The point implant is surrounded by two guard cells. What is in the plant which has two guard cells? مين عنده خلايتين حارستين in the plant? Surely it will be the stoma. Stoma أو الثغر. Stoma, and it's a singular word, هي كلمة مفرد لكن stomata هي الجمع. So again, stoma الثغر, stomata هي الثغور which are found in the plant leaf that help the plant to get rid of excessive water in the process of transpiration process. So again, which part of the plant is surrounded by two guard cells? It will be the stoma. Why? And also we can see that what is the function of the two guard cells? They control the opening and the closing the stoma to save water for the plant. So again, the stoma in the plant is surrounded by two guard cells. Why? To control the opening and the closing of the stoma for saving water for the plant. So another question. Force by its arm equal what by what? Surely it's the lever law, and we all know this law, and it's a very important law for answering any problem of lever. So force by its arm equal resistance by its arm, or force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So again, force by its arm equal resistance by its arm. Another question of complete, and in this question, please read the question carefully till the end. Right. So let's move to another type of question. Choose the correct answer. In this question, I advise you, بنصحكم في السؤال ده, please read all the choices. اقرأ كل الاختيارات, because maybe two choices are correct, maybe three choices, maybe all the choices are correct. ممكن يكون أكتر من إجابة صح. A and B, A and C, all the previous, all the answers A, B and C, and so on. So again, please read all the choices. So let's start with the first question. All the following are third class levers except wheelbarrow, fish hook, manual broom, sweet holder. So let's concentrate. Let's start from the end. Sweet holder is a third class lever. Manual broom, it's also third class lever. Fish hook, it's also third class lever. So what about the wheelbarrow? It will be second class lever. So the answer will be that wheelbarrow. Why? Because all the previous, fish hook, manual broom, sweet holder, all of them are third class lever except what? Except wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow is a second class lever. Again, wheelbarrow أو عربة الحديقة is a second class lever. Another question. Groups of millions of stars forming beams of light in the middle of extreme darkness in space. Again, group of millions of stars forming beams of light in the middle of extreme darkness in space. Galaxies, Milky Way, solar system, and at last planets. Surely the answer will be that, because here is a group of millions of stars, it will be the galaxy. The question says group of millions of stars, it will be the galaxies أو المجرات. So again, galaxies, they are group of millions of stars forming beams of light in the middle of extreme darkness in space. Another question. All the following gases are used in the electric lamps except. All the following gases are used in the electric lamp except argon, neon, xenon, atmospheric air. We know argon, and sometimes we hear about neon, so we don't know xenon, and also sure we know atmospheric air. Which gas of them, or which gas of them, isn't found in the atmospheric air? Surely it will be the atmospheric air, because we know that electric lamp doesn't contain atmospheric air or oxygen, Because we know that oxygen helps in burning. So what about neon and xenon? They are all inert gases. And I will remind you, أفكركم تاني, we have 6 gases in chemistry or in science which are inert gas. They are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. And you have studied one gas of them only this semester, which is argon. But surely we cannot put atmospheric air or oxygen in the electric lamp. Again, the electric lamp mustn't contain atmospheric air or oxygen. Because what? Because it's because it helps in burning or increase the burning or the combustion of the filament or the tungsten filament. So again, atmospheric air can't be found in the electric lamp. So the answer here will be atmospheric air. Another question. Biological process through which plant lose water in the form of water vapor. Biological process through which the plant lose water in the form of water vapor. Surely it will be transpiration, selective permeability, respiration, osmosis feature. Surely it will be transpiration process. We know that transpiration or transpiration process is a biological process through which the plant lose water in the form of water vapor. هي عملية بياخد فيها النبات المية زيادة أو الماء الزائد بشكل بخار ماء through stomata من خلال فتحات بنسميها stomata. And we know that stomata are widely spread on the lower surface of the plant leaf. So again, biological process through which the plant lose water in the form of water vapor, it will be transpiration process. Transpiration process. Another question. Water rises from root to stem through point layer. Endodermis, epidermis, cortex, wood. Again, water rises from root to stem through what layer? Endodermis, epidermis, wood or xylem يعني, cortex. We know that, and I have written this information from a while. The wood or the xylem layer is responsible for rising of water. مين هو اللي بيطلع المية من الروت للستم من الجذر للساق؟ It's the wood layer or the xylem layer. They have the same meaning. الwood layer أو xylem layer نفس المعنى. هو الطبقة الثالثة which is responsible for passing or rising of water from the root to the stem. Another question. All the following conduct electricity except iron, copper, clothes, aluminium. Again, all the following conduct electricity except iron, copper, clothes, aluminium. Surely the answer will be clothes. All the following conduct electricity except clothes, because we know that clothes is an insulator of electricity or is a bad conductor if it's possible, or we can say that it's an insulator of electricity or bad conductor of electricity. But the word insulator is better than the word of bad conductor of electricity. So again, we have classified substances into two types of electricity, which are electric conductors and electric insulators. مواد موصلة للكهرباء ومواد عازلة للكهرباء. Another question. The partial solar eclipse appears in the area of. The partial solar eclipse appears in the area of umbra, penumbra, negative shadow, and umbra. The partial solar eclipse occurs, I said before or said it from a while, the partial solar eclipse occurs in the area of penumbra. ناخد بالنا بحرف كويس قوي. Partial begin with the letter P and the penumbra begin with the same letter P. So again, the partial solar eclipse occurs in the area or appears in the area of penumbra. Another question. The filament of the light bulb is made of tungsten, copper, lead, iron. Surely it will be tungsten because we know tungsten has a high melting point. Another question. When we connect more than one bulb in parallel, an electric source, the lightning of the bulb decreases, increases, doesn't change, A, B, and C. Surely, if you connect more than one lamp in parallel, the lightning doesn't change because in parallel connection, each lamp works independently. كل لمبة بتشتغل باستقلالية عن باقي اللمبات. So again, the parallel connection is preferred because if one lamp turns off or is broken or is unscrewed, all the other lamps aren't affected. All the other lamps aren't affected because it's a parallel connection. So we prefer parallel connection at our home more than series connection. Another question. The plant makes its own food through what process? Respiration, digestion, sensation, photosynthesis. Surely we know that, or this information from our previous study in primary 4 and also in primary 5. The plant makes its own food through photosynthesis process. Again, the plant makes its own food through photosynthesis process. So by this question, I'm afraid we have reached the end of this episode, and I hope you every possible success. Please study hard today, and you can answer every problem, every question that you can reach to it by your books, by your sheets, by any source of information. You must study hard today. You must answer all the questions you have. And again, I repeat, I hope you every possible success. And now, goodbye and see you soon next semester, inshallah. Thank you and goodbye.